To me, activism is just having a sense of responsibility for the people and community and like all beings around you. Look at that, vitamin C, that we share life with, that we share the planet with.
People go veg for really important reasons. For the animals, for their health, for the environment. And if you're using a food bank, it can be really difficult because most food banks don't have many plant-based options. So that's where the Toronto Vegetarian Food Bank comes in.
When someone is stuck in the unfortunate position of having to access a food bank to eat, we don't think that people who are down on their luck should have to compromise their deepest held beliefs.
Our mission is to provide cruelty-free, healthy, eco-conscious groceries to vegans, vegetarians, and people transitioning to a veg diet.
So people who are in low-income situations oftentimes are in a position of food insecurity as well, which means that they don't have access to good, healthy, clean food.
Welfare in Ontario is only $700 a month, so people are trying to live off $700 a month, which is basically impossible.
Our diet is very important to us, so when I found out there was an option to come for the food bank for vegetarian food, it was an amazing relief for me and my daughter, so I'm very grateful.
We know that our clients, most of them are living under the poverty line, maybe collecting ODSP or OW.
Everyone from people with cancer, diabetes, whose doctor have told them they need to go plant-based for their health, to activists who have fallen on hard times, to refugees who are new to Canada and are trying to start their life here. We just really feel that it's important that Toronto's food bank system reflects the city's really diverse people and diets.
It's not just a food bank, it's a place of community where people come together and help each other.
This is Rachel, it's her first day, so give her some love.
They even laugh with you, joke around, give you tips on how to use the food. It's a very heartwarming experience.
It's always nice to see some of the other recipients here, and there's a guy that always plays guitar.
Animals don't belong in the zoo.
Another thing that I really like about this food bank is how they have super salad, so you can have a snack while you're waiting, and it's always delicious, and of course always vegan, which is a big relief.
Apples.
We provide mostly produce. It's about 60 to 70% fresh, whole food produce. Potatoes, onions, carrots, broccoli, kale, zucchini, peppers, tomatoes, avocados, bananas, apples, oranges, citrus fruit, brown rice, beans, legumes, and all of this is the most nutrient-dense types of foods that people should be consuming. They contain high levels of fiber, high levels of phytochemicals, which are really important to ensure that the people who are utilizing the food bank are nourished. And it's particularly at the time in their life, it's really, really important that they're getting proper nutrition.
With a type of activism that focused on food, I felt like we could help nourish people, give people some strength, energy, create a positive space, create a sense of community, and also use that to show people that we can help people without hurting animals.
The more that I learned about animal agriculture and the environment and all the effects, the more I wanted to sort of change my lifestyle to reflect my values and beliefs.
Matt really wanted to have an injection of local organic food in the food bank because that obviously nourishes people even more deeply. Super out of our price range at a food bank, but he had the idea of why don't we collaborate, and then we thought about Piebird and our friends Sherry and Yan.
We are a loving home for some animal persons that we live with. We are a sanctuary, first and foremost, which is
just the most important gift we can offer the world with our skills.
They share such similar values to us at the food bank. And so we have started this initiative where we're growing some of the food bank food here at Piebird Sanctuary.
The style of gardening we use, so first off is veganic, but then the regenerative aspect of it is that like most of the plants, like well over half in there, we're growing them for the soil, we're growing them for the plant community, building up the soil base, like continually year after year after year. Of the collaboration, I really love how many steps that takes, because we're uplifting animal persons, uplifting the human community. It's regenerative agriculture, it's healing the land and waters at the same time. And these things really do intersect with our food choices.
Part of the message of the food bank is that we can help people without hurting animals. And we think the Piebird community is like a really great example of a really warm, kind of loving place. And the animals here are great ambassadors for all the animals out there that are part of the human food system.
We live amongst them in a community. They're members of our community as an interspecies home where we all live, and we consider them an integral and equal part in the family. My favorite story is the lesson of solidarity with Ray and Daffodil, the two chicken friends. Ray was introduced to the flock, and he was very small and very vulnerable. And he was standing there in front of this wall of other chicken friends, and he was just like, you know, hi. And then he was so vulnerable. And Daffodil, who is also very vulnerable, she's from an egg-laying situation, and she knows what it's like to be vulnerable and to be the new person in it. And so she just stepped right out of the crowd and stood right beside him. We both just love that because it shows how simple an act of just standing beside somebody when they're alone and vulnerable.
That's another mirror and metaphor of sanctuary life in the food bank as well, of just standing with, sharing, and standing in solidarity.
The thing that's awesome about veganism or a plant-based diet is that you're simultaneously helping your own personal health and animals and the planet.
Having this food bank allows me to make sure that when I'm struggling because of what I'm dealing with, I can come and eat healthy, fresh food that, is actually required for me to get better. It doesn't feel like it's just the bare minimum. It feels like extra. It feels like you're getting what you want, what you need to thrive, not just survive.
I have a chronic illness and I take supplements, and I would actually have to kind of like juggle buying food and buying my supplements, which actually keeps me healthy. And now that I have the food bank, I've been able to keep my supplements.
It's like Toronto's best kept secret for people who are marginalized and are in need.
Why do I do it? The people, the message, the community.
They're doing a really good thing here, and they're feeding like the most healthy food to some of the most vulnerable people in society right now.
A lot of people are going through a lot, so it's really nice to just hang out with them and chat.
Like helps strengthen myself as an individual, but knowing that I'm not alone feels really, really good and helps me to strive, to reach my goals. It's just like a really good vibe of support and overall just like love.
Everyone, keep your eyes open. Smile.
I really feel like family. I feel like I'm part of, I belong to some community and family, and that makes me feel home. And I miss home. And this is other home for me. So thank you for providing that for us.